I heard about this film a while back and that it was supposed to be super erotic, and I was kind of surprised to see Nicole Kidman in a role like this, especially at this stage in her career. But I figured she wouldn't sign up for something like this if she didn't believe in it, so I didn't think much more of it than that. But I didn't have a chance to get out to the theater when this movie was released due to me preparing my own first feature film later this year. So even though I was still somewhat skeptical, ultimately I just made a mental note to be sure to circle back when I had the chance to see how the film turned out. But then I heard the film was named one of the top 10 films of 2024. And I thought to myself, damn, the movie must be better than I thought initially. And that made me even more interested in seeing it. Long story short, I took some time recently and I finally watched it to see what all the fuss was about. And this film is about power and the ways in which power can play a role in interpersonal relationships as it pertains to age, gender, and even professional position, which I think is a worthwhile theme to explore, certainly in this day and age. I also like the fact that the boss was a woman here and the subordinate in this story was a man. I think that made for a much more interesting look at what could have been the point of this whole tale. But unfortunately, the film seemed afraid to say what needed saying here, that sometimes the things that we want can cause us to destroy ourselves in the way that any kind of addiction can, right? This should not have been a happy story, but the filmmaker tries to force a happy outcome in a way that feels really unrealistic and inauthentic. You can tell here that the filmmaker's strategy was merely to use the fact that she was able to get Nicole Kidman to be the lead in this film and that the film was super erotic as selling points because the story itself was rather circular in nature. Romy, the main character, seems unchanged by everything that she's been through, by everything she's put her husband and her children through, and that's just a waste in my opinion. It is my opinion that if you have a main character that doesn't learn anything, that doesn't somehow change, that doesn't somehow grow, then what you have is a story with no point, and that's what Babygirl is. And not only does Romy end the film unchanged, but the cost of Romy's reckless behavior ends up being exactly zero, and that's exactly what we, the audience, get in exchange for the 2 hours we spent watching this film. But what do you guys think?